last thing to ask is, what kind of new things are you trying to do as dean?
Yeah, I'm excited about a couple of things. One is we're going to get to build a new engineering building, so
Yeah.
that's going to be a lot of fun. So I think that'll be good. One is that we're going to expand into some new research areas. So we're working right now on figuring out what those are going to be, but they'll definitely be things like you and I were talking about earlier with biomedical engineering and with neuroscience. There'll be things that both span departments in the school, but also tie into other strengths at UAB. So we're working on what those are going to be. And then in terms of the student side, the education side, honestly, the reason I decided to come to UAB was I love the students that come here. It's a different mix of students than other places that I've been in my career. We have a lot of students who've been out and working and then they come back, or who work while they're going to school part-time. I think we have a much more diverse student body than a lot of engineering schools, and I think that's important for the field of engineering. So what I'm most excited really is about trying to expand who thinks of themselves as a potential engineer, right? So I want to do outreach with high schools to get more people interested in engineering, but I also want to work on, once people get to school and think they're interested in engineering, I want to keep people in engineering, right? The first year of engineering doesn't feel like engineering sometimes, right? You're taking a lot of math and physics. You haven't really gotten to your engineering classes yet. Sometimes it's really hard. The thing I remember about my freshman fall is I got a 27 on my first physics test. And I told somebody that story the other day and he said, out of 100? And I said, yes, out of 100. I just, I was from a small high school in Indiana, and a lot of the other students had been to high schools where they took we didn't have any AP classes, right? And so it was kind of a shock. And I think a lot of people that, they get that first shock and they sort of get put off by it. So I want to make sure we're supporting people all the way through. And so on the student side, it's recruiting a broader range of students. It's supporting them. So we started a tutoring center. We've started a mentoring program. I want to make sure people have the support they need when they first get here. And then the other thing that I really like about UAB is how many students do internships. Right? You and I were talking before we started recording. Not only have you already had a research job, but now you're working on getting an internship or a co-op with a local company. That's something that so many of our students do. And so I want to expand that even more. So that's another thing I'm excited about doing here. And those are things that are that I think are different about UAB from other places that I've been in my career. And that's what really got me here.